dirty studio. I'm gonna fire my intern. I don't have an intern. So if you haven't figured it out by now, I typically start these videos with opening some kind of package that I got. This one's a little different. There's gonna be a plea with this one. So in the vlog about Streamer Love Fest, I interviewed a sweet little lady that I absolutely fell in love with this lady. She was with the Mayfly Project, and the Mayfly Project is a group of people that have taken foster children under their wing, helped them out in fly fishing, fly tying, several different things, and guys, this is really big, and it's a great thing. So, hope you liked that, because, yeah, in the process of teaching these kids about tying and casting and knots and entomology and keeping rivers clean, and safety. The kids, as they work through this process, not only are they maybe getting away from some of the hard times they're having in their life, they're also learning about all this stuff. And this is a win-win. This is 100% a win-win. What you can do to help: go to www.themayflyproject.com. Go to the Get Involved page. You can mentor, you can donate, you can help them with fundraisers. There's all sorts of different things you can do. So here's what I'm gonna do today. And I've been waiting to do this on video. I'm gonna go to the Mentor. This is gonna pull up the Mentor application, where I have filled in all of my information, and submit. So at this point, we'll set up a phone call and we'll go through a little bit of an interview. And yeah, it's something that I'm already looking forward to. I ask you, at least check it out. Go check out the website. I will have links to the website and to as much information as I can possibly put in the description of this video. So please check it out. Even if you don't do anything, buy a t-shirt or whatever. Every little bit helps, and yeah, it's very rare that I will push something like this at you guys, but this is something that I think is really neat, and I'm very proud to be a tiny bit of this project. So yeah, Mayfly Project, thank you for the shirt and the buttons. Appreciate it. So I first sat down here to do a totally different video, just completely different video that I'll probably do in the future sometime. But I get sidetracked, and I thought, pretty sure it's Schlappen time. So we're gonna do Schlappen. If you've watched these tying tip videos, you're gonna come up with a common theme of what I'm gonna tell you every single time you buy natural materials is to take it out of the package. Every time, no questions asked, go to your shop, take it out of the package, feel it out, look at it, and see the quality, then buy it. If you don't dig the quality, put it back and get another package. Period. Do it every time. Schlappen is probably one of the worst to be either really good or really bad. So here we have a really clean, nice feather that's not stemmy. And then in the same pack we have this thing. And there's everything in between. So in this video we're going to show you a few different ways how to use Schlappen and how to pick what kind of Schlappen you'll use for each technique. In other words, we're going to show you how to use this Schlappen all the way to this. Seriously. So the first thing we're going to do is go over how to use these as tails. So we use Schlappen on tails for double deceivers is the first one that really comes to mind, but there's a lot of streamers that we use a Schlappen tail off the back of. Now when you're using these as a tail off the back of your fly, you want to pick the cream of the crop. Take your time, go through the whole bag if you have to. The best feathers, the straightest feathers. You don't want twist, you don't want just gnarly feathers. You're looking for the best feathers you can find. First thing I do is strip off the back of this stuff. Depending on the length of the feather, I'll leave some of the wispy stuff, but I strip a lot of it off. Now the stem of a feather is not totally round. It's never perfectly round. What you're gonna find is there's a flat part like a shoulder. If this is the hook, if my finger is the hook, what we're gonna end up doing is putting a feather here and a feather here. If you pinch a feather and you roll it real slow in your hands, you're gonna feel that stem is not perfectly round. It's nowhere near perfectly round. So what you want to do is lay the flat part of that feather on top of that shoulder. I like to grab it just like this. And then what I can do is put the hook right in the middle of my fingers, and it'll hold it perfect for me. Super light wraps all the way back to the tail. Some of these plumes are going to get wrapped on. What that's really going to do is help stabilize this part of the feather to keep it from spinning as we tie it down. And again, nothing hard, nothing super strong about these wraps right here. Nothing at all. Again on the other side, just measuring, stripping. So I'm going to place the flat part of the feather on that shoulder, pinch it against the hook, and then light wrap it back to the tail. Super easy. Another way to use Schlappen is a technique that's called the complex twist. I first saw it from Cheech at Fly Fish Food, and yeah, it's pretty easy, super efficient, very awesome. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna start off with some polar chenille. Tie this in the back. Next, we're gonna add some just regular chenille, just like woolly bugger chenille. I stripped off some of the fibers to make the tie-in point not as bulky. And for this method, you can use the worst of the worst Schlappen feather that you've got. It doesn't matter because it's basically almost in what ends up being like a dubbing loop. But like you can see this one has a twist to it. It literally twists 360 degrees. I would never use this for a tail, not in a million years, and I don't think I'd really even use it for palmering. I might use it for a collar. I don't even know, but this is where you can get away with using the worst feathers that you've got. Now, you still want to taper. We always want to taper. So we're going to tie this in by the tip. Now Loon has a dubbing spinner that has the gator grip on it. This thing is essential. We're going to take all these materials, the polar chenille, the chenille, and the Schlappen together. We're going to take the gator grip and pinch all of them together. Now we're going to spin this. All this together. Stop and kind of brush it out a little bit after a few turns. So in effect, what we end up with is like a dubbing rope that's got some built-in flash and the Schlappen and everything in it that we need to just wrap this forward. Brush it out a little bit as you go. And what you end up with is a very easy, very buggy, very flashy woolly bugger. After I saw this technique, I swore I would never tie a woolly bugger the same old way ever again. And I don't think I have. So another way to use Schlappen is by using it as a collar. So we're actually going to wrap it on there, but we're not going to wrap it forward. We're going to wrap it in one spot to form a collar. It can collar over anything, but this is like a steelheadish type of fly. But we're going to stack colors of Schlappen in this one. So we're going to use 2 different colors of Schlappen at the same time. So when we're doing this, we want feathers that are pretty close to the same size. We're looking for pretty good feathers again. We're not looking for the super twisted ones. Looking for feathers that are, pretty close to the same size. Same size, same webbiness. You're going to tie in the color that you want on the inside first, the one that doesn't show as much on the outside. So in this instance, we're going to go with the chartreuse on the underside. And again, we're tying in with the curve down. And since we are using this as a collar, we don't want to use the short little fibers. We want to go ahead and start with the longer fibers. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off and leave a nice little tie-in point right there. And the same thing for the white. And hackle pliers make this so much easier. So you're going to lay both of your feathers down the same way. Pinch both of them and then start wrapping. But instead of moving the feather forward as we go, we're going to make touching wraps, which means we're going to touch the last wraps that we did with every wrap that we make. So as you can tell, Schlappen is easy to work with. There's nothing to it. You don't have to do too much with it. It does its own thing. It creates its own taper. It creates its own bulk. It's a good helping material. I know I keep talking about some of my favorite materials, but craft fur, bucktail, Schlappen. I'm in. Those are my favorite materials, hands down. I use Schlappen a lot more for tails. Of course, the big streamer thing, that's kind of my game. But as you can tell, from steelhead flies to, I guarantee you, there's more Schlappen used in steelhead flies and stuff like that than there are in any other ones put together. So give it a shot. Give that complex twist a shot. Do some collars. Schlappen's affordable. It comes in a ton of colors, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. So yeah. So until the next tying tips video, give the Mayfly Project a look. It's something that I know I'm going to pursue, and I can't wait to help however I can help. Yeah, it's a good thing.